Boris Johnson has been urged not to accept the same EU fishing policy in a post-Brexit trade deal with the bloc, according to an Express. Brexit trade talks with the EU remain at a deadlock, despite having just weeks left to secure a deal ahead of the end of the transition period on December 31. The two sides are unable to agree on several key points, including fishing rights. The EU want a deal done by October so that it can be ratified before the transition period runs out. But Boris Johnson has been urged not to compromise on fishing to push through a deal. An Express poll, carried out from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on September 4, asked, should UK accept the same EU fishing policy for a Brexit trade deal? The vast majority of the 12,568 respondents voted yes. 97% of readers, 12,179 people, voted no, with just 3%, 355 people, saying yes. Less than 1%, 34 people, opted for don't know. Readers then took to the comments to explain why they thought UK negotiators should not accept the EU's fishing demands. One person wrote, "We managed our own affairs before the EU, and there's no doubt we will thrive once away from the stagnation that the organization now represents." Another said, British fishermen to be given priority to fish in UK waters. A certain number of EU fishermen may fish in UK waters under license, chargeable annually in advance. UK to have new patrol boats to check and either fine or confiscate the boats of unlicensed EU fishermen. A third fumed, the fishing fleets of the EU 27 countries have overfished in British waters for over 40 years. They have nearly depleted British fish stocks. The EU will not be satisfied until they have depleted all the fish in British waters. Another reader wrote, not in a million years, sovereignty has to be fought for and protected along with everything in it. No one knows what EU will look like in the near future, needless to say in the long term. One user wrote, we sold our fishing communities out once before but not no more, will not give an inch, nor a nautical mile. Our coastal communities need to rebuild again and we must support them, at all costs. So EU find fishing grounds somewhere else, and is subsidizing the fishing industry in the EU, not break your own rules. Another said, it's not about the value of the industry, which will change, it's about teaching the EU that they cannot continue apply a scorched earth policy to our fishing stocks. One reader added, fishing and the so-called level playing field should not be compromised just to get a deal. Any role of the ECJ into UK internal affairs would be a disaster.